Alright, y'all. Today, reacting to David officially a suspect in Celeste murder by Cuff Boys.
LAPD source says David is now officially a suspect in Celeste Rivas Hernandez murder. I know there's gonna be a lot of comments.
So, off rip, I I don't know how he hasn't been a suspect. You know what I'm saying? Because everything. I'm not even gonna say. I feel like we've all seen stuff about this situation beforehand, but for how long it's been, it's actually insane to me. This man is not in custody at this point. Like insane.
Saying, well, no shit. Of course he is. The body was found in his car. With how long this case has taken, I think it's on around 3 months or whatever since she was identified. It sounds like to me they don't have a lot of hard evidence that points to anyone. I'm saying in terms of like they didn't find DNA on her. They don't have surveillance video of really anything going on. To charge someone with murder, especially a case of this magnitude, this shit has to be airtight. But this source coming out saying this changes a lot of things. Hit subscribe, let's go. All right, TMZ is reported and other news sites are reporting now. Investigators view him as a suspect in Celeste Rivas' apparent homicide. So now it suddenly switched to homicide, which remember some people have been thinking that it could have been an overdose of some kind. And
like if you didn't see before this, like it was never labeled a homicide. It was like, like David was not a suspect in the death of Celeste. Like there was never, something to confirm that they're looking at it as a homicide. Like even though the body was found in the back of a, or was it the front? You know what?
it's just unauthorized removal of a dead body or whatever, abuse of a corpse, like any of those types of charges. But no, it's a homicide now. David is viewed as a suspect in the death of Celeste Rivas, the teenager who was found decomposing his Tesla. Law enforcement sources with direct knowledge tell TMZ. So can we trust TMZ on this? I mean, they've reported other things about this that were not true at some point. As far as we know, there's no paperwork classifying David as a suspect, but one of our sources told us investigators are looking at David as a suspect. That's common sense, though. You know what I mean? Like, of course they're going to be looking at him as a suspect. Is he officially a suspect or not? We're also told they're viewing Celeste's death as a homicide, even though the medical examiner has yet to determine cause or manner of death. Investigators still...
Bro, like they found her body in September, I believe. Like, bro, like you would think after this long they would have some. What is it? Today is November 19th, gang. November 19th, and they still have yet to like
awaiting toxicology results.
a manner
Here's
of
where it
death
gets
or
weird.
anything.
One source claims the police investigation revealed that around the spring of 25, David took a trip in the middle of the night to a remote area of Santa Barbara County and remained there for several hours. We've not double sourced that information, so they don't even have a confirmation from more than one source, is what that means. It's also unclear why a spring trip would be on LAPD's radar. I would imagine they put in his license plate and license plate readers to see where he'd been going, right? I mean, they're going to be tracking this motherfucker around.
Yeah.
Any red flags, any friends around him, anything. We've not been able to find a photo or video of Celeste since September 2024, and this is the party picture that was released a few days ago, I think. That's clearly Celeste and him at a party, and Celeste's body was decomposing and was found in a plastic bag in early September. So, and our sources say it looks like the body was cut up and that the manner in which Celeste was...
Okay, so in all of when it first came out, it was people saying it was that the body was dismembered, but after that people started saying that no, it wasn't dismembered. It was just because it had been decomposed so bad that it started falling apart. Remember, I seen that, but I mean, TMZ saying here, nah, it was dismembered. Like that's what I'm saying. It's so much like back and forth, flip flop, like not enough clear information about this case. It's just so eerie. Like the whole thing.
dismembered
It doesn't
strongly
make
suggests
sense.
whoever did it had help from other people. It's unclear if cops have any suspects besides David.
We're getting a lot of the information right now, Ike, from investigators and from sources that they say that her body was dismembered in that Tesla that you see right there. Early on, there were questions because her body was so badly decomposed, whether time and decomposition had played a role in the condition of her body or if she had been dismembered. We understand that she was dismembered. Sources are telling us they now believe that multiple people were involved in the murder itself.
This changes everything. They're saying people cut her up, and worked together. There's evidence of them working together, and multiple people involved in this. This is some of the most disturbing shit I've ever heard for a young girl to be in this position, bro.
And dismembering and concealing of the body. But as you mentioned, David now considered to be a suspect. Yeah, we understand he is not cooperating. From the beginning, sources have been telling us that he was not cooperating, even though his PR team was saying that he was fully cooperating with police. Early on, we were told that police hadn't even reached out to him. They were trying to figure out, what was this? Was it a murder? Was it something else? How did her body get into that front trunk of the Tesla? But now they have been trying to get his cooperation. We understand that they're not getting it right now. It's important to note that still they don't have an official cause of death for Celeste Rivas. The medical examiner is working on that. Her body was so badly decomposed, but they do now believe that this was murder, believe that David may have been involved as a suspect.
I mean, holy shit. This was...
You already know the whole internet is just gonna be, obviously, duh. Like, come on. Like, yeah, they took forever to, it took forever for us to finally get this information, but, realistically, we all know they was looking at him as a suspect and as all that. They just wasn't trying to formally come out and say it, like...
The big update a month ago on the whole situation.
It is crazy though
that
it took months for them to even let that be known.
That house, but there's definitely evidence that we've collected that helps the timeline. We now have a much better understanding of when that Tesla arrived at that final parking spot. I'll tell you, I do have surveillance from different houses in the neighborhood showing the Tesla being moved. There are some other items that were found at the house that weren't taken during the search warrant, and search warrants are limited, right? They can't just go take everything. It's what the judge, and we don't know how broad that search warrant was because we haven't seen it, and that's what we'd like to see. But there were some things that were not taken into custody of LAPD that we think are significant, and including digital media and some other things that really help nail down timeline and things like that.
And you handed that over to LAPD. There's other.
We have literally the day that we, the things that we've recovered, we've given to LAPD within 24 hours.
Do you know who was driving that car, that Tesla? You don't have to tell me, but do you know the identity?
Yeah, as far as it going to the final, what we believe is the final parking spot where it was towed from, yes.
So they have an identity of the person driving the fucking car. I would imagine the police already questioned them, but holy shit. Has to be someone close to David, right?
So I'll say I have no evidence of a body being transferred.
Like, there's no way even this PI, this private investigator, has all this information and they've handed over to police and the police just haven't talked to nobody around, haven't done none of this. Like, behind the scenes, they doing something, but shoot, they is taking it slow. But I guess they're just trying to get, all that stuff in order.
Or after. There's no evidence of that at all. What I will say, when it was moved to that position, it was already like that. So that car had not been used in a very long time. It was super dirty, caked on dirt. I'll tell you, this was in late July. So it's bizarre because we also got media that the car was used a lot. David even spoke about it in Instagram videos. He took it to a detail shop and stuff like that. And then all of a sudden, the very beginning of the year, that car, something happens.
Yeah, something happens at the very beginning of the year, around January, February. I wonder what. This girl dies and they stuff her in the fucking trunk or frunk, wherever. The front of the Tesla. And
that car's doesn't show up anymore. It's not used. It seems to disappear. And then that red Tesla learned, which we didn't know until the search warrant was served, that there's a red Tesla in the garage, which I can tell you was leased on February 1st.
Lease a whole new car on February 1st, too. When you go lease a whole new car, something happened to your other car. You don't just stop using a car.
Things, and I thought this was going to be a tragic overdose, which it very well still could be, and they made a bad decision because they didn't want to expose a potential relationship and put her in this Tesla, and then maybe he thought he could get somebody to get rid of that car, and they were just like, no, I'm not doing it, and just got left there. But I will say this, there are some things that, and I'm talking physical evidence that was at that house that is, there could have been greater plans as far as getting rid of her. And it's scary, sadistic stuff. And that's why we're trying to learn more.
Cue the Drewski me. Because what do you mean by that? Like, what, like tools? Like more plastic wrap? Like, what? And it's just a lack of information that we have gotten around the entire case. Like, tell me, it makes no sense.
More about that. She died, but maybe how they were planning on ultimately getting rid of her, and how maybe that Tesla was just a holding spot at the time, and things just, you know, their timing was just off.
So it sounds like they found evidence of something in the house that could get rid of a body. Maybe it's that like acid stuff that in fucking Breaking Bad or something. I mean, what could it be? Let's see what the psychos on Reddit are saying.
Exactly. What could it be? Like, it had to be something, but like I was saying, like, I swear, if this was so many other states, if this was Georgia, if this was Florida, obviously the feds, anywhere else, like, something would have been done by now. Like, there's no way, like, nothing. We haven't heard nobody talk about it. We haven't heard nobody close to him. We haven't heard nobody from her family come out. We haven't seen no thing saying they spoke to nobody. And to just now be this information be coming out that he's a person of interest, like, oh,
He was in a relationship with the ETA, 12 to 13-year-old that was missing from their parents. He's guilty of something. Well, yeah. She wasn't even 15. Yeah, that's been clarified several times. She was 14 when she passed. She wasn't 15 yet, but no shit. Yeah, so that's going to be a lot of the comments.
Bro, not to mention, this girl was a little girl, a child. And they haven't even charged for that. Didn't even say nothing about that. No statement about any charges against him related to that, or any suspicion of him related to anything.
Obviously,
Till
water
now,
is
I
wet.
guess.
A fork found in the kitchen. Clearly, he's going to be a suspect. But that's not really how investigations work in the real world. They rule people out. They have to find hard evidence to convict these people. It takes usually months to solve a murder. DNA evidence, surveillance, phone tracking data. It takes a while. And it sounds like, to be honest, they don't have much evidence. That's what it sounds like, because if they did, I feel like this would have taken like a month. Quite a stretch to be considered a suspect just because there's a dead body in your car. I thought this was America. Who hasn't had a dismembered and badly decomposed body found in their abandoned car? We've all been there. Exactly. I mean, even being in this position is very suspect. I find
Crazy.
it very hard to believe he's not involved in some way. It's him or someone directly close to him. And he can't really claim
Most
ignorance
definitely.
because suddenly you can't drive this car and he had to go get another car, right? That's what that means. If she's been in that car for months or whatever, you know why you can't drive your car. Only now, publicly now. That's the other difference. Whatever this source is telling TMZ, the pressure's on. I mean, David's somewhere shaking in his fucking boots. He has been for 2 months, or 3 months or whatever, however long it's been. The writing is on the
facts.
wall.
He feeling that shit now. Like, whatever he was feeling before, all this coming out now, like, I'm telling you, this shit's confident. I know he's somewhere just geeked.
If he was involved, he knows
That's what you
he's
get,
probably
though.
going to go down for this
Crazy,
shit.
man.
I mean, unless they really did an incredible job at leaving no trace of evidence besides it being in his car. But that's like the dumbest way to get rid of a body, is leave it in a car registered to your name. Like, whoever did this is a moron. You're so stupid. Groundbreaking police work.
He had to do that
It's
shit.
a
Ain't no
high-profile
way.
crime involving a well-known wealthy suspect who has retained a prominent criminal defense attorney. So they have an airtight investigation and prosecution. That means determining a cause of death, DNA, lab tests, witness statements before proceeding with the case, and those things take time to do thoroughly. What a beautiful way to state it right there. Yeah, David did get a lawyer back in early October who's like a known lawyer. Apparently they haven't done a lot of murder cases, this lawyer, but they're still really good. Alright, so Steve Fisher is still reporting on this case. He's very good at all this. He was retained as like a private investigator by the landlord of the home that David was renting. And the last thing he
That's the
tweeted
one,
about
yeah,
everything
from,
was on the night of December 30th through the
Amelia.
morning of December 31st, 2024. David and Celeste were together in downtown LA, where several photos were taken in public. Celeste was 14 years old at the time and about 70 miles from her home in Lake Elsinore. Whether she was sober that night is open to interpretation. There's photo evidence of them together on January 2nd, 2025. Then on January 8th, a sizable crew was filming a music video with David out of state, and by January 11th, David was in his hometown in Texas. On January 20th, 2025, he is on a Delta flight. This motherfucker has him pinpointed down to the day. So the question is, where was Celeste between January 3rd and January 20th, 2025? Can anyone account for her during that time? There were many people present in the music video shoot. Did anyone see her there? What about in his hometown in Texas? Does anyone have any proof of life for Celeste after January 2nd, 2025? When they found her, she was dead for months and months, and it's pretty much determined at this point it was around January or February. Here's some pictures that he found, I guess. December 30th, 2024 at 11:57 p.m. David's knife with his painted fingernails in downtown. And here's the video shoot. And January 11th. What is this creepy ass picture? Oh, here's him with the same knife and fingernails pretty much. It took them 3 months to come to this conclusion. Well, yeah, publicly. I would imagine this was released on purpose as a source to TMZ or whatever.
I'm not gonna lie, it is so hard to imagine a world where he didn't do it or had no involvement in it. Like, I'm saying, any evidence to support his innocence would just be so insane. Like, because everything we see all points to the most obvious outcome. Like, he did it, yeah, lock him up. Like,
comment down below what you guys think.
Yeah,
that's pretty much it for this video. If anything else.
But yeah, that's gonna do it for me. You know, been good. Y'all like and subscribe. I appreciate y'all checking me out. Yeah.